Do your type beat videos not get the amount of views that they deserve? You are not going to want to miss the tricks that I reveal in this video about how some of my beats have gotten over 300,000, 200,000, 100,000 views. I've broken this down into 5 really easy to follow steps. 1. Beats are for artists, not for beat battles. If you're making your beats complicated, you're showing off to the wrong audience. Imagine a baseball player showing off how fast he can run a home run in a basketball match. By the time he gets around the fucking court, the other team have already scored 5 points. Beats need to be simple. What happens if they're not simple is the artist will stop watching your videos. So the YouTube algorithm will think, why aren't people watching this guy's videos all the way through? I guess we're not going to promote them to anyone else anymore. And already you've just killed your channel before you've even had a chance to start it. Step number 2, pick a lane and stick to it. Pick a style of beat that you like to make and just go ham with it. Please, whatever you do, don't change the type of beat that you post every 2 posts. How the f are you supposed to build an audience this way? Most importantly, you need to like the style of beat that you're making. But it also needs to be something that not a lot of people are doing already, or at least not a lot of big channels are doing already. 3. Post your bad beats. My first ever beat that started performing well for me was a beat that I didn't even like when I made it for the first time. So my old way of doing things is I didn't like it, so I wasn't gonna post it. Back in January, I was headed away to Berlin with my girl, and I needed a beat to post. Secondly, it wasn't even a beat, it was a sample that I made. So I scheduled it and I didn't think too much of it. A few days later, that beat hit 500 views. That was more views than I ever got doing type beats the year before in less than a week. Then, all of a sudden, 1,000 views, 2,000 views, 5,000 views, 10,000 views. And it just kept climbing and climbing. Now it's on about 40,000, but that's not even my biggest beat. So when I got back from Berlin, I really started doubling down on that particular type of beat. And the rest is history. Just because you don't like something doesn't mean other people won't. I mean, I don't like country music, but that doesn't mean country music hasn't just had a #1 song like a month ago. Number 4, be consistent. I cannot emphasize this enough. Be consistent. Even if you're the best producer in the world, if you're not consistent, you have nothing. Okay, there are 2 sides to consistency. Side A is frequency. It doesn't matter what your schedule is, you can always find a way to be consistent. Post 1 beat every 4 days or 1 beat every 2 days. I don't care. It doesn't matter how frequent you decide to be, just pick a time and stick to it. Stick to it for a year. Be consistent. Side B is style. Figure out a style that you like making and stick to it all the time. I know this doesn't sound very creative, but most creative people don't make a single dollar from any of their work.
Spare change, man.
If you want to get views and make money off this, you have to treat this like a business. Be creative, but also be smart. And the final step is be your own boss. If you want to succeed with posting type beats, you have to treat this like a business. There are days that I don't feel like making the types of beats that my audience wants to hear, but I make them anyway. You have to treat this like a 9-to-5 job. Just think about it. If you were working a normal job and you rang your boss to say, "Oh, I actually don't fancy coming into work today." Yeah, f off, I'm gonna fire you. So be your own boss. This video was more about how I think about the business of these types of beats that I make. So if you want to learn more about how I actually produce my beats inside my DAW, I'd recommend you check out this video where I broke down how I made a beat that sounds like Snooze by SZA.